Hey up YouTube, it's Test Ride Tuesday with a difference. So today I wasn't going to do a video because I've not got my camera set up on my lid at the minute. I've changed my lid and I've not set it up, but I've come out and I've had this bike now for about an hour and I just didn't want to not do anything at all, so it's kind of just a walk around video and a few thoughts, initial thoughts on my first ride on the 2018 Triumph Tiger 800 XCA. I've not got a mic in the camera, it's on my phone, so I apologise if the sound's crap. It's one of them things, it's an impromptu video, I wasn't expecting doing it, so we'll just see what it's like, and I'll give you a few thoughts on the bike. Left it running, I've just pulled up, and I'll just give you a quick walk around and then we'll chat about the bike when I turn it off. Give you a good look at all the angles. There's plenty of videos on YouTube already, as ever. I'm late to the party. You may remember that I rode an XCX version of this bike, only it was a 2017 bike last year. An on-bike video of that, and then I did some summing up. This one to me is like night and day. I'll explain why. Firstly, the engine notes changed. Obviously we've got a TFT screen, all the modes. We're not going to go through that because other people have done it already. We'll just chat about some things on the bike and hopefully the sound doesn't come out too bad. So yeah, about an hour on the bike now, and honestly it is a big difference from the 2017 model to me. I've got the seat height set on high. I knew that from the last one that I needed that. It was on the low setting, it's too low for me, my legs feel scrunched up, so it's on the high setting. The seats are good, the heated seats. It doesn't feel like there's quite as much room as a 2017 bike, perhaps because it's a little bit more sculptured on here, but it's comfy. I've had it on the back roads, some lanes, and on the A11 dual carriageway. It feels comfy to me. This bike comes obviously with the XCA stuff like engine bars and alloy foot pegs. I think there's a radiator grille under there, yeah, alloy radiator grille, fog lamps, your little LED running lights. Two big differences, apart from the LED screen, for me, two big differences from the 2017 bike. One is the exhaust. They've rejigged the exhaust and it sounds miles better to me. You can still hear that whine of the triple to a degree, a little bit more than the Explorer does, but it's got much more of a growly, deeper note from the exhaust, and it's a bog standard exhaust. You can get it with an Arrow Canon, but I don't think you need to, if I'm honest. It sounds miles better. As I've said, the old TFT screen, which obviously I've not got switched on at the minute now. Just fire that up. 1318. Anyway, yeah, so the biggie for me is this screen. It's adjustable and it's dead easy. You just lift it up, push it down, and for me that makes a big difference. I'm getting almost zero buffeting in any position, getting a little bit on the motorway at speeds of sort of 70 and just above 70, especially when you're going in dirty air from other traffic. I'm getting a little bit, but I found if I drop it down to sort of about middle position, I'm getting about zero buffeting. One thing that James at Lings told me before I took it out was that somebody had taken it out the other week and said he was getting a lot of air in his face. In the highest position, yes, they've put a slot in the screen down here, and the idea is, I think, to direct air up here and it counteracts the air coming over the top. And from that aspect it works. I'm getting a little bit of air in my face, but it's not buffeting. It doesn't affect how it doesn't make your head move or anything like that. All it's doing is putting a bit of a cool blast of air. Let's turn this ignition off again. Just putting a bit of a cool blast of air on my chin. And again, if you lower the screen down, that disappears completely. And it's going to be different for everybody because we're all different heights. I think, you know, at 6'1" it affects me in the upper position. Doesn't when you lower it down. It might affect other people differently. As ever, obviously, switch gears changed a little bit on these bikes. Like with the new Tiger 1200, you've got your cruise control on the left, heated grips, heated seats. Both heated seats are operated, I think, on the front on here. Yeah, they must be. Fog lamps. Because normally on the other bikes, I think they usually have a heated seat button down here, but this one hasn't. So I'm guessing the pillion heated seat is operated by the rider as well. How does it go? Bloody brilliant, to be honest. You know, the 800 power plant, the 800 triple is a well-proven engine now. But it's really lively. It feels like it's got more zip than last year. Whether that's just because of the note of the exhaust or what, but it just feels really lively. And compared to my Explorer, my Mark 1 Explorer, it just feels like it's got tons of get up and go, and it just wants you to ride it. Whereas my Explorer, big old bike, it's got tons of power and grunt, but it's got almost a lazy attitude compared to this Tiger 800, in my opinion. It's not a bad thing, you know, for touring and stuff. It's a really lovely bike to ride, but this one obviously quite a bit lighter as well, easy to chuck around. Obviously it feels a little less substantial on at motorway speeds, on dual carriageways, because it's a lot lighter bike. It doesn't quite have the same road presence as you get with the Explorer, the 1200. That's to be expected, you know, it's a smaller bike. But it still feels, you know, you've got a good road presence on this. You're sort of quite high up. Obviously not taking it off road. It's a test ride, so we're not doing that, and it's got road tyres on anyway. Or they're sort of 90% road, 10% off road. They describe them as, I think. The only thing, if there's things I could say that I'm not so keen on, probably just a couple really, and they're really niggly. One is this indicator switch. It's easy to get mixed up, I think, till you get used to it. This is the mode switch at the bottom, and this is the indicator switch, but it's not quite as tactile as the other indicator switches that I've on other bikes like my Explorer. There's a lot less travel. And it's almost with all the switches, but certainly this one and the cruise control, you've got to make a positive press. You can't just flick it. You've got to make a positive press and almost hold it for a second, or certainly half a second, to make sure it activates. But it works, you know. It's not that it doesn't work. It's something you just got to get used to, I think. The next one is obviously there's much more of a gap around here than on the Explorer. You're a lot less closed in, and obviously that saves on weight, but it does look a little bit untidy under there. If you can see, you've got part of the frame and stuff holding on. On this bike, the throttle is a little bit heavy, or it feels heavy to me, certainly compared with my Explorer. I'm surprised it's ride by wire, so in theory it should be quite a light throttle, but it feels a little bit heavy. And then the only other one, the biggie for me, which it's the same on the Explorer, at present you can't fit an above clocks sat nav. I know on the forums people are coming up with ways to get around that, making their own brackets and things, so it is going to be doable. But I think the only option from Triumph at the minute is the Triumph branded sat nav bracket, which I think fixes on here somewhere and then comes across, so it'll be sat above your bars somewhere here, I would imagine. Again, it's going to work, but if you fit a tank bag, you're not going to be able to see your sat nav as well as you would above clocks, and you know, you're going to have to drop your your eyes from the line of sight of the road a little bit further than you would normally with an above clocks sat nav. So yeah, quite a short video really, because I can't do it on road. It's not a proper test ride video as I'd normally do them, because I haven't got the camera on my lid. But I'm so impressed with this that I wanted to do something. As ever, big thanks to Norfolk Triumph, Ling's Norfolk Triumph at Watton, for letting me check this out. Could I buy one? Let's put it this way, it's much more of a possibility than it was last year. This is almost like night and day to me, as somebody who's not ridden the 800 an awful lot. Obviously one ride on the 2017 model and one ride on this, but this seems to me to be a vast improvement, and I think I could quite happily use this as a day-to-day bike and a touring bike for going off camping and stuff, because once you get the luggage on, you've got the same sort of storage as I would have on an Explorer. You know, it's going to be a tough decision, because I love my Mark 1 Explorer and I know I'd miss it, but the other option is to buy the new 1200, and it's not really an option because they're 17 grand pretty much brand new. Certainly the XCA model is anyway. And couple that with the fact that I'd quite like something a little bit lighter, something a little bit easier to manoeuvre around, something that if I've got the right tyres on, there's potential for me to take that track that I don't know where it goes, or if I do know it's a green lane, designated green lane, then I can go down it and have a go. And this bike will do that a lot better than a big old Explorer with alloy wheels would. So I guess it's watch this space and we'll see what happens. This one's obviously in white. They come in something called Carrossi red and the matte marine colour. It's sort of a cross between greeny blue, I think, the marine, but they're quite nice colours anyway. This is quite smart in white. I do like the red one, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, first impressions, super. It's really good, and feels to me a big improvement on the 2017 Tiger 800. Watch this space. Test ride / walk around Tuesday, Triumph Tiger 800 XCA 2018 model. See you.